Who would have thought that a native boy from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, raised by a single deaf mother with an alcoholic father, homeless at 14, with dreams of being a wrestler, would have done it and become the Canadian champion. Through my life, I've had two dreams. One was to be a professional wrestler, and which I am the Canadian champion today. And my other dream was to help my reserve. That was my main passion. My whole life I've watched wrestling, and that's because of my mom. My mom watched wrestling before she was pregnant, while she was pregnant, and after I was born, we watched Monday Night Raw. I pulled up bed in front of the TV and we'd watch Monday Night Raw every time. I broke my arm twice trying to jump off of a table, trying to do like elbow drops. And one person changed my life. Called me out of nowhere and he's like, hey, what are you up to? I'm just sitting around doing nothing. He's like, oh, okay, you want to move to BC with me? I'm like, sure, yeah, of course. Quit my job and like packed up everything in his car and we left. 7 years it took me to get this, and here I am defending it almost every weekend, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Like this is my dream. So got this support system, living my dream. I can focus on my second dream, which is my reserve, helping my reserve.
Hey, my name is Denise Trottier, and I am Andy Bird's mother-in-law. The bird's nest kind of didn't come as an idea. It kind of came over time. So it was like a series of conversations rather than just like, I have an idea, let's do this. It was kind of just him telling me about life on reserve and me learning information and us having conversations. And then slowly over time, he had said that he always wanted to help the people on his reserve in some way, give back. And so we just started talking about an idea of how it could possibly come together. He invited his mom out. That was the first person that came out. And then his cousin, AJ, was next. And I offered to let him stay at my house because I had space. And then after that, it just kind of evolved. It wasn't really a moment where it was like, this is what I want to do. It just kind of happened.
Bird's Nest is a group of volunteers dedicated to teaching essential life skills to First Nations youth across Canada.
I love taking every new person to Alouette Lake, and we walk to the lake, and there's the split of the mountain, and I'm like, oh, perfect. So I'll take them to that. That's the first place that I went to, and the energy, it's undescribable. You just have to be there. So now I've brought out 13 people, 2 that you guys just met over there.
20.
Well, you have to wait probably a year. You would be on the list for a year, but then again, you would have to wait another half a year to get into school. And out here, we start on Monday.
It's hard to understand what life is like on the reserve. It's a lot harder to get out of it than people think. Some people say, why don't you just move out of the reserve? But it's not that easy. There's no support system. How do you move out of a place when you're not taught how to find your own place? Or how do you go to school when you're not taught how to get the application form? How do you do all these things when you're not taught? So it's a lot harder than people think.
When he started explaining to me like life on reserve and how different it is, I was shocked because I am a middle-aged white Canadian who had no idea about life on reserve. None. And I don't know why I didn't. Well, we realized quickly that we needed a house, because now we had, at the time we had, when we bought the house, we had 4 people living in 2 rooms in my house, and 2 more were coming. And so we knew we needed bigger space. So we just decided, my husband and I decided to use some of our equity and purchase a house.
If it wasn't for them buying this house for my dream, like, none of this would be possible. These people wouldn't be able to pursue their dreams. So I'm extremely thankful for Denise and Andy for doing all of this.
Good.
Feels surreal. Yeah, mostly.
Yeah, just woke up this morning, felt like we were still at home, but here.
And for Annie and Nikita's face, like when they were like, you know, like looking at the mountains and like hearing the story, like what's possible, and like it was like my face when I seen a wrestling ring. Yeah. That's what I do the bird's nest for.